Alrighty. Triads. I know y'all been waiting for this one, so thought I'd go ahead and pop this guy up on screen because I know these shapes might seem a little confusing, and the reason is they have them sectioned off horizontally the right way, but vertically it's not exactly correct. So what I'm going to do is kind of break down each column for you guys, and I will put this in the comments of each video on the Notion page so that you have them. But let's start with that first one. So our root is going to be C. And why? Because we go by here. C, our regular C major. Go over here. We all know C major. That's our root. Root C. So if we take our root and we jump up an octave, that's also C. So you see that first shape on the left side of the screen. We got in the green. That's our root. So we go right underneath. That's our third. And our first finger lands on the fifth. We got our root, third, and fifth. It's our first C triad on this column here. So now if we see where the root lies on the next shape, we're like 2 notes separated from our shape, right? So let's count 2 notes up. 1, 2. And let's reposition. So we got our index finger on 8 now. That's our root. Right above it is our fifth. And right above that, a fret higher, just a half step, is our third. So that's our second C shape root triad. Now we go, we see two new spaces that we have separating our shapes, so we'll move that up. Fifth, root, third. That's our D shape for C triad. Classic D shape. Well, this is the same shape, but in C. So we got third inversion, second inversion, first inversion. All right, so let's take the next higher up set of strings for C. So if we look at that diagonal crossing, that C is 10. It's our root C, so we bring it up from the D string. That green dot all the way to the left, you see it goes diagonally across. Root, third, and fifth. So what we got, 3 notes separating our third finger from the next shape. So we jump over 3 notes, right? Third, fifth, root. Third, fifth, root. That's the next for our C shape, C triad. 2 notes separating our third and fifth for the next shape. So we just go up, and we're just going all the way down. 17, fifth, root, third. And if I was to keep going down, I would just cycle back to that fifth, root, third on 5. So okay, so now I have my little edit here of the triangles, my little Frankenstein's monster. What I think is just a little easier, it should be a little easier visually to conceptualize how these are laid out. If you're looking up at the top left corner, I got the root, the third underneath it, and then a whole step away is my fifth on the top string. So, and then we got, 9, 8, and 8. Third, fifth, and root for our second version, and then fifth, root, third on the 12, 13, and 12. A good way to practice, too, is just, picking them individually. Down and up. Just to kind of help cement them in your head. Later on, we'll get into, moving back and forth for a half step enclosure. But if you're looking right down the center here, so our first shape there we just went over, right down that center, we have the third, root, and fifth, just kind of on top of each other. The fifth fret. I'm saying this in reference to C. So, I mean, what's cool about these triads is they don't put them in any particular key. They just show you where the triads are located proximity-wise. Like, that shape will always be that far away from this diagonal shape. That's like a 4-note jump. So, it's kind of probably the widest one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, right above that note, you got, let's count it together, 10, 9, and 8, sorry. So when we're thinking about stacking the triads, we have that on top, we have, that's our third, fifth root, and then the diagonal is right above that one. Now we're just outlining our C major shape. It's all C major. These are like the triangles that just stack on top of each other. These are like diagonal, and then, short little stack, like smokestack or something, like a chimney stack on top of that house, I can go back and forth showing you the lower ones, but that should give you an idea of where those triads are located. I can do a more in-depth, ironing out of the details for you, but I kind of want to get started on just these shapes and have you guys kind of explore and see if you can get those under your fingers, and then we'll move on to some more sophisticated ones surrounding major.